gonna do it. At the end of the day, people gonna do what they do, man. It is what it is. I know I got the top of my head cut off, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Celebration balloon deflating over the weekend. But yeah, man. Brothers gotta do what they gotta do. And one thing they have to do, they gotta enlighten themselves, man. That's why I'm always kicking it. I'm not always on that social media thing. I do a lot of this, YouTube stuff, but that's just fun and games. But I really be getting my knowledge in, man. See this book right here? For the other camera. Right here. The Unknown Arabs, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff that happens in the Middle East right now, when you got all this conflict, really, it's giving you backdrop on the history of, our descendants, your origin. A lot of politics that played along with, the Israelis and Hebrews. If they acknowledge the Hebrews, that really the Jews and the Hebrews the Arabs are, the Arabs, so to speak, are just like cousins. You know what I'm saying? Always been that way. But this is why it's important to know people and learn about people in villages and tribes and stuff like that, because that's how it was meant to be. People travel and learn about each other's cultures and spread, and you never know. When you learn about each other's cultures, you realize how in common you are with your fellow man and your kinfolk. Because a lot of times your brothers and sisters and offsprings have traveled, and they meet different people. They meet different in different regions, in different areas, and they land, they settle there. They have families with the people of that region, and so you have a multicultural aspect to everything in history. And this is what my problem is with this, why these Republicans are so gun-ho about critical race theory, because they really don't want you to learn what is really coming out anyways, the truth about your people. They have, like they say, the victors go to spoils, and the conqueror write the history. So this is what they do. They don't want you. That's why so much resistance of learning, and they try to, push it. It's already enough mystery surrounding it, but as you tend to just, you have researchers and you do your research, and you realize that it's a big world, but it's a small world, and so. You listen to a lot of these politicians and their reasonings for this and that. I mean, you have the Supreme Court that's got a couple cases in regards to, affirmative action this summer. So we'll see. You can see what politics plays a lot. You got 9 people giving a ruling that can affect so many people going forward future-wise, because it's a white supremacist country. They run the country, and so they make the policy, unfortunately. And it's white supremacists around the world who runs this world. And so, this is what, in a way, Ice Cube was discussing the other day. He made his video. Gatekeepers and people that are running interference in the background that's stopping you from being successful or blocking you out of opportunities. This is what we have to deal with, and this is what a lot of people have to deal with. And ever since, like he mentioned, in reference to that contract with Black America, he's been going through interference, and stuff like that. He mentioned his Big Three basketball league that there has not been a lot of support as far as a lot of these other leagues, and we kind of know why. Because everybody's greedy. The NBA is greedy. If it's not benefiting the NBA, they're not going to get involved with it. And big corporations love big brands like the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. And when you're trying to have a startup league, you're already at a disadvantage. And so you need supporters. And then when you try to get investors and supporters, you got people in the background who's scared to lose a little bit percentage of their profits, or if they think it's going to affect their profits, they're going to run interference on it. So pay attention, and this is just a light jab. I'm going to discuss this more in some upcoming videos, because I think this is very important, and people need to be put up on game as to what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of it's right under your noses, and we just seem to don't want to acknowledge it, or we're just designed that way to just, roll with the punches. I mean, we're going to do that anyway, but still, why when we don't have to, when we can challenge it? You understand what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Peace. Welcome to Vanguardian News, everyone. I'm your host, Mahfouz Al-Qadir. And topics that I have today are just 3. And I think it's important to the community, for all of us, to be prepared. No one likes to experience a death of a loved one or a close friend. But we have to be prepared and have these living wills. If you don't know what a living will is, you have Google search engines. They can give you a brief description on what the importance as far as the law. But you also have to be in tune with the law of living wills in your state, in local, municipalities. So, but because you never can be, it can come unexpected. Death is always unexpected. The violence out here, you have mass shootings, the list goes on, but you have to be prepared and meet these things head on, because it gives you somewhat of a structure. If you have to hire a lawyer, I advise you to do that. Nowadays the lawyers can bill you however your payment arrangement or contract is up to agreement with the lawyer. They can kind of help you. But you have some that are just going to take your money. So you have to make a sound decision when it comes to that. Or at least look into some type of legal aid assistance. And there's a lot of people that I know that's promoting that, legal aid services and stuff like that. That might be something you want to look into as well. Same thing applies. You want to get a reputable one, one with good standing, Better Business Bureau and all that. Do your research. They have to be reputable. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of scams going on. So keep in mind, if it doesn't look right, sound right, whatever, you have to act on that, or you can't ignore it, because it might be detrimental for you financially. So you want sound advice from a professional when dealing with, a living will for yourself. Life insurance, I would suggest get life insurance while you can. It's never too late to get life insurance. That's one thing that can help you out and help your family out. Because these are just difficult decisions. I'm going through it now, and I went through it with my mom, and it's coming up on 2 years of her passing. So I had to make sound decisions, and it was tough. You had to grieve, but you also had you had to kind of categorize, put things in a prioritize, structure. And sometimes you just got to get professional help as far as arranging that to deal with the courts and the right paperwork. So with a lawyer, if you get a lawyer, they can do that for you. Or you can do it yourself if you have time to do it. A lot of times, you got to deal with the courts during the day and people's schedule, their work schedule and stuff like that tends to conflict. But you have to do what you have to do. It's tough. Believe me, it's tough. It's very tough. But, you got to meet those decisions head on. You're probably the only child or whatever it is. And it's business decisions you have to make probably for years to come in regards to losing a parent, untangling whatever legal, financial windfalls you might have coming your way. And then you have to deal with the other, descendants and there's always can be nasty within, because of the whole thing with losing someone and everybody's grieving and everyone's frustrated and everyone's devastated. So there's a multitude of feelings that comes with the passing of a loved one. So it is what it is. But that's one topic, to do that. The next topic is get your wellness check, man. Get out here and, relax your mind and debrief and decompress. Because you don't want the stress, man. You got to take it and then do something to relieve that stress, because that stress can kill you. It can add to a lot of health issues and affect everything, immune systems, and with this COVID-19 that's still out there lingering, and you got of course you have people traveling and such things like that, but your physical fitness, you can't do anything if you're not physically fit, so that comes with eating well, eating the right things and doing the right thing, exercise, but mainly your nutrition and eating habits. You need to really take a serious look at whether you can do better as far as get healthier. It's all about your health. Your health. Your brain is important, your heart is important, your lungs, your vital organs, everything is important. Your physical structure is important. So eating properly and eating the right foods is very important, because as in our community, a lot of our demise is from bad habits, fast foods, late eating, not properly drinking enough water. A lot of times we try to supplement stuff, but it leads to other issues too if you're not properly, exercising, conditioning yourself. Just a routine, a regimen that you can do to get you by and relieve stress at the same time. That's the perfect sweet spot that you're trying to get into. You're trying to get a physical conditioning workout and also relieving the stress. So that works out. And the last subject is just be involved. Keep your eye on your politicians that you support. Stay, on them. Watch what they do. See how they move. Observe them. And see where their policies and what they support, what they don't support. Are they moving off what you thought was going to be their plan? We all got to work with people, but how much is a compromise you're willing to take? In shaping of America or the world. You know what I'm saying? So, I think personally, we need to start spending the money in this country. We spend enough, and we support a lot of other different countries around this world. But for years, decades, I've been saying we need to use a lot of that money, not just in defense, but in, schools. And if we're going to be in the school business as a government, as the government is going to be in the school business and public schools business, they need to diverse a lot of that money into schools, classrooms, technology, educating, so our children can be properly prepped to compete in the world. But imagine if our school systems, our public school systems that we're in business with, actually put the money in the right resources in the public schools. No matter what economic region you're in, everything is equal. But that's ongoing argument for another day. But it's crazy how we pay so much taxes, and when you just randomly check the news and they break down budgets and how much money is going here and how much money is going for the military, the spending that's going on over there is crazy. So compared to what's going in your state, I know the governors and all that, but it's a lot of three-card Marley going on too with the taxpayers' money. So I think we need to just stay on their necks with that and continue to be active in demanding transparency. We need transparency. We got to demand it. All right. That's it for me. Take care. See you soon.